HTML subject. So HTML stands for hypertext markup
Markup
language.
language.
Okay. So here we need to understand what is hypertext markup language. Okay. So to understand hypertext markup language, so first we need to know what tag. Okay. So once if you know what is tag, then it is easy to understand hypertext markup language. Okay. So this is some text. Okay. So it can be any text. So text placed in between left angle brace and right angle brace is called what? A tag. Okay. So simple definition. So text placed in between left angle brace and right angle brace is called a tag. Okay. So whenever we are having any text, so placed in between left angle brace and right angle brace, so this is nothing but what? A tag. Okay. So syntax. So syntax means set of rules. So just blindly we need to follow. Okay. So now, so we'll be having something like this. So start tag. Otherwise write like this, simply start open tag. Then you'll be having close end. So it can be, okay, any text placed in between left angle brace and right angle brace is called what? A tag. So whenever we are going to add forward slash, we are calling as what? Closing tag. So closing tag will be represented with forward slash. So next, we need to understand what is hypertext markup language. So just split here hypertext markup. So hypertext, actually hypertext, we can also call it as hyperlink. So simply we can call it as what? Navigation. So navigation means simply moving from one page to another page. Okay. So for example, so if I open any website, so here I can move from one page to another page. So for example, see here. So now I am in classroom page. So now I am in timings page. Okay. So this is batch timings page and this is what? Contact page. Okay. So whenever we are moving from one page to another page, so this is nothing but what? Okay. Navigation, nothing but hypertext. Is it clear, right? So next we are going to have markup. So to explain this markup language, okay, see, we are having some English language. So in English language, we are going to have what? Alphabets. So however, in English language, we are having alphabets. This is also one of the language. It includes what? Tags. Other than this, nothing is there. Okay. So just I will add like this. So it means using tags to define the structure of a document. So it means using tags to define the structure of a document. So tags like what? For example, table. Okay. So if you see here, if I want to display any table, I need to go with table tag only. So you can see here. So this is table tag. Suppose if I want to display any image, so I need to go with what? Image tag. So just now I said navigation or navigating between pages. Okay. So for that, we are going to use anchor tag. So for that, we are going to use what? A anchor tag. So like this, we are going to have so many tags. By using these tags, we are going to define the structure of a document. So for example here, so this particular structure or the document is created based on different tags. For table, table tag, for image, image tag, for button, button tag, something like that. Okay. So I think you got some clarification about what is markup. Next, language. So HTML follows a set of rules. Set of rules means what? Syntax. So for example, if you see here, we need to go with left angle brace and right angle brace. So whenever we are using these braces, then only we are calling this one as what? Tag, right? Okay. So that only I'm writing here. So HTML follows a set of rules and that browsers understand. So suppose if I write something like this, our browser will not understand. Is it clear? Right? Okay. But in this case, we are writing some tags and those tags browsers can understand. So finally, I think you got some clarification about hypertext markup language. So next, so we are trying to understand some history. HTML and web browsers began development in the late 1980s and early 1990s. Okay, so HTML as well as web browsers, they started development, okay, in between 1980s and 1990s by Tim Berners-Lee. So while working at Seven. So actually, CERN, okay, it is something like what? It's a French company. Yeah, so this is the one. Okay, it's a French company. It will show the abbreviation, okay, in French like this. So Council European, whatever. This is something like what? A French language. Okay. So which is French for European Organization for Nuclear Research. Okay, so whatever. So HTML as well as web browsers, okay, in between 1980s and 1990s, so they started development, okay, by Tim Berners-Lee while working at Sun. Okay, in 1990s, so Tim Berners-Lee created the first web browser. So the name for that one is what? World Wide Web. The first browser name is what? World Wide Web. So later they renamed as what? Nexus. Okay. So in case of HTML, so many versions we are having. Okay. So step by step we are going to write those versions here. So HTML initial version. So when they released 1991. And after that HTML. See, initial version means you can consider this one as what? One version. Okay. So next HTML 2.0 version. So released in 1995. And HTML 3.2 version, they released in 1997. Then HTML 4.01, they released in 1999. So in each and every version, so they introduce some new concepts, nothing but some new tags, some new concepts as well as new tags. For example, in 1991, just they introduced some basic structure. Okay. Then hyperlinks, nothing but navigation, and even some text-based text formatting, like applying bold, italic, underline, something like that. Okay. So in 1995, nothing but HTML2 version, they included what? Forms, tables, as well as what? Images. So in 1997, okay, CSS support. That means we can have some CSS syntaxes by to apply some colors and everything, and even JavaScript also. And here some basic tables. Okay, we are having basic tables and basic forms. The same thing they improved here. So right now, maybe, okay, these things are something new to you. So no problem. So just for the sake of knowledge. Okay. So then in 1999, HTML 4.01, they did some scripting improvements, some JavaScript, whatever, multimedia support. That means including audios, videos, and even some accessibility features. So accessibility features means something like for blind people. Okay, we'll discuss it later clearly about this accessibility. Okay, fine. So final conclusion is, whenever you are learning HTML4 means it includes everything. So we'll discuss one, two, three, everything. So no need to mention separately. This is one version, this is two versions, something like that. So we are going to keep heading as HTML4. It includes all these versions. Is it clear? Okay. So step by step, you will be having a clarification about all these things, whatever I mentioned here. Okay. So just this is just giving some introduction here. So after this, they released what? XHTML also. So initially, our focus is only on till HTML4. After that, only XHTML as well as HTML5. But just we are writing some points here. So XHTML, they released in 2000. So here we need to follow some stricter rules and also better structure. And coming to HTML5, so HTML5 they released in 2014. So here they included what? Semantic elements. As usual, multimedia again here. Okay, and also some APIs also, but this is not the right time to write. Later we will write those things. Okay, I write, no problem. APIs. APIs means nothing. So it includes some what? Drag and drop. And next what? Local storage, session storage, like that. So whenever we start HTML5, so there you'll be having a clarification about all these APIs. Okay, fine. So now we are bothering up to here only. Okay, so after completing, then only XHTML. After that only, then only we can proceed with what? HTML5.
Sir, what is semantic elements, sir?
So semantic elements means, so elements which have some meaning. Okay, so elements which have some meaning. So for example, now I am writing B, now I am writing strong. Okay, now tell me, so which element is having more meaning?
Strong.
Okay, strong is having more meaning, right? These type of elements, they introduce so many in HTML5. For example, header tag. So by seeing this tag itself, you can mention that, okay, this is header area. Okay. So next footer area, something like that. So whenever we start HTML5, now means now. Okay, fine. So I think you got some clarification, but this is not the right time to discuss, but no problem. So if you have any doubts on this, please let me know. Okay. Now I can give some overview. No problem. Okay. Please let me know if you have any questions.
No, sir.
Okay, fine. Yeah, whenever situation comes, everything I'll discuss. Now, this is not the right time to discuss these things. Okay, fine. But no problem. Feel free to ask questions. Okay, so finally, so you got some clarification about so version history, and also in each and every version. So what are the tags or concepts they included? That also we discussed. Okay, next we need to know about W3C. Okay, so W3C stands for World Wide Web Consortium. So W3C stands for World Wide Web Consortium. Actually, this W3C is an organization. It's an international organization. So that creates rules and guidelines for web development. Okay, so W3C, okay, is nothing but World Wide Web Consortium. This is one of the international organization, okay, that creates rules and guidelines for development, web development. So anyone will write the code. Okay, anyone will write the code, but that code should look same in all browsers. So that is the first priority. Okay, so that guideline or that rule specified by this W3C organization only. Okay, so I'll show later. Okay, so next, when this organization was found, so Tim Berners-Lee founded W3C in 1994. So Tim Berners-Lee only, okay, so founded this particular organization in 1994. The main purpose of this organization is HTML should work the same on all devices and browsers. So devices means a smartphone, tab, whatever, in those laptops, in those devices, browsers. Okay. So in all cases, it should work what? Same. For example, just I'll open one HTML file here. So here I am writing some input. Okay, Control S to save and check this output in Google Chrome. So in Google Chrome, this is the way it looks like. So in Microsoft Edge, same. So see here. Okay, so here I zoom, here zoom out, whatever, it is looking same only. But earlier, the problem is we are having some browsers like what, especially Internet Explorer. So luckily now we don't have that browser. Actually, biggest headache browser is what? Internet Explorer only. So the problem with IE browser is in Google Chrome, it is going to look like this. In IE browser, the same text field, it is going to look something different. All other browsers like Mozilla Firefox, Opera, Safari, Google Chrome, Microsoft Edge, all these browsers have the same look and feel except IE browser. So that is the biggest headache browser. Is it clear? Luckily, now we don't have, okay, those browsers. Okay, that's the reason now we don't have any problem. So now you got the clarification, right, regarding this point. So whatever the point, okay, I discussed now, right? So that point I will write. So before W3C, different browsers or different web browsers Like which browser? Internet Explorer. So luckily now we don't have this browser, and even one more also is there, that is Netscape. It is going to displace or displayed websites differently, so causing many problems. Roughly I can say like this. For example, if you open SIVASOFT website, so now if you see this total content, exactly it is centered, right? Exactly it is centered. So if you go to older version IE browsers, this website, the total structure will be displayed completely on the left side. Okay, so not centered. So not only like this, even table look and feel. So even just now, form fields look and feel, input look and feel. So everything is different in, especially in case of IE browsers as well as Netscape browsers. Okay. So then what Tim Berners-Lee, okay, he did, okay, he founded this organization. He set it some guidelines, some rules. Okay. In all the available web browsers, website should look same. Okay. So that is the main purpose of this W3C organization. So from there onwards, all browsers, they followed these guidelines, and they started developing to display same look and feel in all the browsers. So for example, here input looks like this with rounded corner, everything. Even if I open in, okay, here also with same, okay, rounded corner, everything is same. Okay, in IE browser, how it looks means earlier, you will be not having rounded corner. In IE browser, you will be not having any rounded corner, something like that. Okay, fine. I think you got some clarification. This note point also is fine. So additional point. So Tim Berners-Lee so created W3C to set web standards so that all websites work the same way everywhere. So that means all available browsers. Okay, so I think you got some clarification about why, okay, they founded this organization. So here, another goals also were there of this W3C organization. First one is, as usual, whatever we discussed. So standardization. So that means it ensures all web technologies, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript work the same in every browser. Okay, so next, second point, accessibility. So another goal is what? Accessibility helps people with disabilities access websites easily. Is it clear? Okay, so what exactly the meaning of accessibility? So now we need to discuss, okay, something about this accessibility. So what exactly the meaning of accessibility? So accessibility means, for example, see here. So right now, okay, so I'm seeing some web page. So you people also, you are able to see this web page. Okay. So now how blind people, they can understand they were in which place or which position on of this website. So how blind people knows. Is it clear, right? Okay. So for that, what we need to do means we need to write header tag if it is in header area. For example, see here. So this is my header area. So this is my header area. Okay. So just right click, inspect. Okay, so if you see here, I used which tag here? I used which tag here? So header tag. So why I see instead of header tag, I can go with div tag also, right? Okay, so you people don't know anything about HTML. Just okay, I'm giving some clarification about this accessibility. Okay, so I can see this particular web page. So in this scenario, I don't bother about okay whether it is header tag or div tag. It doesn't matter because I'm having eyes. I can see. Okay, then what about disabled people? For example, blind people. Is it clear? Right? So how they can see? So they can't see, right? In that case, instead of using general elements or tags, we need to use what? Some meaningful tags. So whatever I mentioned here. So semantic elements. Suppose if you use this meaningful tags, then what is the advantage with this means? We are having some screen readers. We are having what? Screen readers. Okay. So they are going to read loudly or otherwise some audio. Okay. And it is going to read that, okay, you are in header section. Is it clear? Right? So then blind people, they can understand, okay, in specific SIVASOFT website, they were in the header area. Okay, but again they don't know what are the menu items and what are the text, what are the things are available here. Okay, so then what we need to do, we need to write some names. Okay, for example, see here we are having image logo, right? Generally, okay, so image src is enough. Okay, but here one alt attribute is there, right? Okay, this is for blind people. So this is for blind people. Okay. So screen readers, automatically it will recognize and it will read loudly SIVASOFT logo. Then blind people, they can understand that, okay, so this is logo area. So like that, you need to use some meaningful elements, and even for images, you need to write some alt. And even see if I click here, what happens? It goes to some other page. So for that, I wrote what here? Area label. Okay, I wrote what here? Area label. What is the purpose of this area label? Again, same. Okay, it will read loudly. Okay, if you click here, it goes to SIVASOFT homepage. Okay, so here header is one of the accessibility concept, and for image tags, alt is another accessibility concept, and for links, okay, area label is another concept. Okay, so in internet we are having so many screen readers. Okay, whenever situation comes, okay, I will cover about all these screen readers. Okay, but if you go and search here, so many screen readers will be there. So these are all okay screen readers. So once if you go to this particular place and if you open our website, let's say sivasoft.in or anything, then based on this header element, based on alt attribute, based on area label, it will read loudly. So that so blind people, they can listen. Whenever situation comes, we'll discuss. Right now, just for the sake of knowledge, this accessibility concept, so when they introduced, so they introduced in HTML4 version. So this is not the right time. Whenever we are discussing some tags and everything, right? So then I will show about this. So regarding some points, now you'll be not getting completely security and privacy. So security and privacy means whatever the data that we are going to enter. See, you are purchasing some products from e-commerce websites, right? So there you are going to enter your credit card details, okay, even login, username, password, okay, even OTPs you are getting. So everything is what should have some security. So that is another goal of this W3C. Okay. So protects user data and online information. Okay, and the next thing is compatibility. So nowadays, no worries about compatibility. Compatibility means supporting in all browsers. Earlier we are having which browser? Internet Explorer. So it's a bad browser. So in all browsers, every functionality, everything will work. Google Chrome, Firefox, Safari, what is that? Microsoft Edge. All browsers will work except Internet Explorer. So that is the biggest headache browser. Now we don't have that browser. No worries about this compatibility. Okay. So compatibility means ensures websites work on mobile, desktop, and all devices. It includes laptops, smartphones, tabs, everything. Is it clear? Okay, fine.